What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a video on the new custom G19. I have done quite a few videos on this. I did a video when I finished it, and I've done videos on how I did everything I did to this. The most recent thing I did, obviously, if you're watching this video, is actually mounting this micro red dot on here, and this is the finished product. So we'll talk about how I actually did this, and then after we talk about that, I'll go re-over everything I've done to this. Before we get into it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments section below, and be sure, if you haven't yet, be sure to consider getting subscribed to the channel, and also be sure to follow me over on Instagram. A lot of the different projects I've got going on, I've got pictures over on Instagram, and not everything I've got going on actually makes it to a video here on YouTube. So be sure to check me out on Instagram at the Josh Wiley channel. So how did I do this? There is a bunch of, well, not a bunch. There's a couple of different options to actually mounting a micro red dot on a particular one of these. You can actually pop this back sight out of and put a mount that a couple of different companies have made on here. But since I have available to me to actually machine the slide and actually machine it to mount a micro red dot on here, that's what I went ahead and did. Now, as you can see, I actually mounted this one on here and was able to leave the rear sight on here on a popular thing here on the channel is the SD9 custom. I actually took this optic off of here to put it on here, but this is actually machined for that as well. With this particular one, it's different than that because you have a pin here that you can't actually cover up. So with the size of that particular micro red dot, mounting it on here, I actually had to do away with the cutout for the rear sight. So there is no rear sight on here. So it's just the red dot optic on here, and then the front sight I went ahead and pressed out because I actually had the Cerakoted after I did a bunch of work to that. So as this sits here, there is no sight at all on here. And then you can pop the red dot on here and have that as well. I have thought about doing a video since this came about this way to leave this off and see how it would work just with no sights. I don't know. Well, I'm thinking about it. We might do a video on testing this out just like this is now, since I've taken this optic off and put it on that other one. I don't know. Thinking about doing a video and seeing how well I can work this with absolutely no sight option at all. But anyway, that's beyond the point. So if you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe to the channel. That might be coming soon. So I took that off and mounted it on here. How did I do that? So I actually took this apart, took everything out of it, and took the slide over to my mill. If you're interested in doing this, or if you send it to anybody, you're going to want to take everything out of this. Because if you don't, and you send it to pretty much any company, there's going to be another charge of disassembly. So that is something to think about. So I took everything off of this, put the slide, and we'll have a couple of clips of me actually doing all this stuff to this. Put the slide in the mill and took an end mill and cut out a flat surface to actually mount this red dot on. If you're new to this, all slides pretty much are surface hardened. So the surface is really hard. Once you get through the surface of it, it gets softer and is regular steel. So Since it's surface hardened, if you're interested in doing this, be sure to think about what you're using. The end mill that I used is a carbide, which is really, really hard. If you don't use that, you're probably going to tear up a lot of tooling to do that. So that's something to think about if you're interested in doing this, if you have the ability to do it. So that's what I did. I went ahead and machined a clean surface for this to mount on, and then we have to drill holes and tap them. This is very nerve-wracking if you've never done this before. You actually have to figure out where the holes go and what size the tap needs to be. The tap can be, it doesn't really matter what tap you use, because you can use different bolts. If you get a optic, it will come with 2 mounting bolts, so usually you'll use those. You don't necessarily have to use that certain size if you've got other ones, which I did, but most of the time, if you've got those 2, you'll have to figure out what it is. This particular one, I used a 640 tap. I can't remember what the actual tap drill is off the top of my head, but that's the tap size on here. I took the optic and figured out where the holes needed to be, and then drilled my holes where they needed to be, and then tapped them where they needed to be. Something else, if you're interested in doing this, you don't want to drill and tap all the way through the slide, because then you can run into a whole bunch of different problems. So be careful of how deep you go as well. So that is how I did it. I machined a surface for this optic and then drilled and tapped 2 holes to actually mount it in place. Something cool is, unlike the SD9, I didn't have to do away with my rear sight. So if for any reason I wanted to take this off, I could take it off and then just use the regular sights. That it wouldn't be affected at all, which is really, really cool. And another option with leaving it on there is you could put suppressor height sights on here, which I haven't done yet. I've thought about it, but we might go over that in the future, but there's that. But that is how I did mount the micro red dot on my custom G19. Real quick at the end of the video, if you're still here, everything I've got going on here. I do have a stick-on grip from, I think, Handle It Grips. Real big supporter of the channel, really like that stuff. The trigger here, I've got a trigger kit and spring kit. Also, the trigger here, I've got a trigger kit from Apex Tactical, another big supporter of the channel. I really, really like their products. Light here is Streamlight TLR7, another big sponsor of the channel. Be sure to check them out. Love all of their different options. The machining, as we talked about, for the cutouts on the side and the top, and for the optic mount, I did myself. The Cerakote job is from a company that is no longer in business, but I really like how that turned out. And then the Freedom Seed tube here, I actually did some work to that. I actually shortened it so it's flush with the slide here, and then put a little crown on the end there, and then we have some flutes in here as well. I did all of that at my shop. I think it turned out really well, and I'm really, really proud of it. I think that's pretty much everything we've got going on here with this custom build. That's everything going on. That's how I mounted the red dot. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure to consider getting subscribed to the channel. And if you haven't yet, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at the Josh Wiley channel. That is all I have for you guys today. And I will see you in the next one. See you.